All right, welcome back. Now, the hashtag is Breakfast Daily on all social media platforms. The WhatsApp line is 0550-585832. The show is interactive, and we do want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? Especially today being the day that would have been, your phones would have gone off, your SIM cards would have been inaccessible, and all of that, and it hasn't happened. The extension has been granted, and it doesn't mean we should, sit and not do anything. And those of you who haven't done your registration yet, we need to go out and get it done. We have a report for you from our colleague, Nashika Caesar. Let's take a look at this report. We'll come back and then we'll get into some conversations.
The SIM card registration exercise began on October 1, 2021 to ensure all persons using such means are approximately captured on a database. The move, according to the government, is to strengthen the country's cybersecurity network. However, the exercise was characterized by several challenges. Topmost is the long winding queues at the various registration centers across the country as people struggle to register both for the Ghana card and the SIM registration. The minority in parliament and other identifiable groups are on record to have called for an extension, citing varied reasons. In a media engagement on Sunday, Mrs. Esla Owusu-Ekuful said the exercise has been extended till September 30.
The statistics indicate that there was a 90% drop in SIM registrations as soon as the first deadline was extended on 21st March. Until a week ago, there were no queues at any registration center. People started rushing to register when they realized that the deadline was imminent after going to sleep when it was extended. About 50% of those who have completed the first stage of the process have not concluded the second stage. They have linked their SIMs to the Ghana card, and so that cannot be attributed to Ghana card challenges. I've also been informed that some people who have obtained quick loans from their service providers have decided not to register their SIMs to avoid repaying those loans. That is evil corruption, and you will be found out. Any extension of the process increases their costs. Upon consultation with the industry, and in view of the challenges enumerated above, I have very reluctantly decided to grant a final conditional extension. The program will, and I'm choosing my words carefully, the program will be extended to 30th September to end on the anniversary of its commencement. That will give us 1 full year of SIM registration. It will be reviewed at the end of this month, and any SIM that has not been fully registered by the end of August will be barred from receiving certain services, including voice and data services. It will also be more expensive to use unregistered SIMs.
The communication minister also gave a breakdown on the number of people who have been registered so far.
The challenges that have bedeviled these exercises include: 1, the self-service SIM registration app will be ready for commercial launch on Tuesday, 2nd August, as the virtual private network connectivity and API integration with all MNOs was only completed this weekend due to unavoidable circumstances. Delays in the issuance of the Ghana card was the largest single challenge bedeviling this exercise. As at Thursday, July 21st, 2022, 16,969,034 individuals have registered for the Ghana card, with about 16,535,623 cards printed. 15,702,719 cards have been issued and distributed, whereas some 832,904 cards have not been distributed or collected by those who applied for them. Broadband wireless access registrations also commenced barely a week ago, and they have only been able to register just about 2% of their subscribers as at Friday, 29th July. Many data-only SIMs have also not been registered, and my information is that their owners were not aware that those SIMs also needed to be registered. Those are the SIMs in your MiFis and other devices, not your phones and iPads and those other, but those data-only SIMs. I believe some of them are even in our electricity meters, if my information is right. So, where do we go from here? The security situation in Bawku and its environs has also made it difficult for the registration of residents and has slowed down the process in that area considerably.
All right, so that was Minister for Communications and Digitalization, Ursula Owusu, who was just reiterating the fact that the SIM registration process is ongoing. It's been extended for 2 months till the end of September. So for people who still need to get either their Ghana card so that they can get a SIM card registered, or they have their Ghana card to register to do that.
You see?
Yes.
If, like we said, they were talking to each other, one of the first things that would have happened is everybody whose card is ready, right? All the stack of cards they say are uncollected.
Yes.
Number one, you text everybody.
Yeah. Or call, text, call,
and then
something.
call, and then follow with a call.
Because you've got everybody's information.
Yeah.
You needed it to sign up.
Yeah.
Everybody had to.
Exactly.
And you know the other
text
thing.
everybody and then call all of them.
You know the other thing, Kweku.
Tell them where the card is. Then they go there to
they
go
could
pick
go and
it
pick it up. Now, when we had to register for our Ghana cards, what is one thing we were all told we had to have? A digital address.
Yes.
Which means
yes.
every card that has been printed
yes.
has a digital address, associated with it.
In the system.
Can they not talk to Ghana Post and send people's cards to them? Can they not do that? Send it in the mail. Unless the address people use.
What was the point of?
What was the point of collecting digital addresses?
Yes.
So like you said, you've got method. You can call people, you can text people, you can use their digital address to locate. Like for all the cards that are stacked in offices around the country where people are actually trying to find out where their cards are. These are people who registered and didn't get their cards immediately at the registration centers. Their card is sitting somewhere. Yeah. You don't know. Even me, I had to chase mine.
Yeah. No, I did too. I mean, mine was
registered
in early days, but I still chased mine.
I called head office. I even went to the head office. It was crazy. There were so many people. The guy was like, oh, they have to find where my card has gone. It's not there. I mean, you have everyone's information who signed up for a Ghana card. There has to be a way to contact people and say, this is where your card is, come and pick it up. Or even say, if you want us to send it to you, pay 5 cedi, or, there's a cost that can come with sending the card to you so that you don't have to go in queue and all that. The problem with that is then we also know it has to be authenticated. So when you pick up your card, they take your biometrics again and they validate it and all of that. So maybe the mailing thing wouldn't work because of that. Unless there's another system where you can validate your card remotely or not, maybe this system that they're coming up with now, you could do that. I don't know. Yeah. But like you're saying, I think if they communicate well, there should be a better way. Yeah.
Well, Ras Mubarak, who happens to be, the concerned
mobile subscribers, mobile network subscribers association
with them is on the line with us. Ras, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
How you doing?
Good morning, Ras.
I'm doing good. You guys decided to wake me up at 3 a.m.
Oh, 3?
It's 3 a.m. where you are?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us. We want to find out from you your thoughts on this extension and whether it goes far enough as far as you're concerned. I have my own opinions on all of this, but what do you think?
Well, before I get into that, let me address some issues. So, first of all, the minister's address yesterday was disrespectful to the people of Ghana.
Why do you say so?
She came to the function late, and her excuse was that she had a party event to attend. I mean, the affairs of the country, of the nation, are far and well above party issues. So if she didn't know, we're telling her that you can't disrespect the people on whose authority you work like that. Secondly, you saw how petty the address was. One, she sought to blame the NDC for her woes and inefficiencies and incompetence. Okay, and she made a point about reluctantly extending the deadline. She didn't have an option. If she's minded, she did not have an option. You know, she couldn't have blocked the SIM cards of more than 14. Well, she couldn't have blocked more than 14 million SIM cards. She didn't have an option. So the bragging about she reluctantly extending it should stop. Look, the Office of Minister of Communication is public office. I didn't see any humility in public office in the minister's address to the nation, and I think that was most unfortunate. Now, we, the concerned citizens of...
Hello? Seems we have lost
him. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe, hopefully we can get Ras back on the line, but he was making some points there. He wasn't too impressed with the minister's address, her posture, her tone, if I'm to paraphrase what he was saying. Okay. Ras, are you back on the line?
I'm on the line.
Okay, he's here.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, sorry.
We lost
I don't know where you lost me, but I was saying that we, the concerned mobile network subscribers, still maintain the fact that the process of the registration exercise is illegal. It's without legal basis as far as we are concerned. The minister also sought to violate the law again when she said she was imposing the 5 Ghana cedi surcharge on persons who wanted to use the mobile app. Again, that would also be an illegal collection of people's money. The minister does not have the authority to impose fees, charges, or surcharges without parliamentary approval.
But Ras, on that matter, is downloading the app not an optional thing for any individual to do? You're not obliged to do that. So how does it become an illegality?
No, it is an illegality because it is Parliament that approves fees and charges. Okay. So even if somebody wanted to access the app, the minister didn't have that authority to impose that. Okay, but also fundamental to all of this is the fact that who wants the data? Who wants people to sign up to to register their SIM cards? It's government. So it's government that should be coaxing people, that should be persuading people, and not imposing further burden on an already overburdened public who are struggling to pay their bills. For her in Accra, 5 cedis might be nothing. But trust me, there are places in this country where 5 cedis is quite a big dip. Imagine the person in a community called Singa who has had to ride a motorbike for about 30 minutes to get to the riverbank and use a canoe for another 10 minutes to cross over, then go on a bike for another 30 minutes before they get to the district capital to be able to register. For such a person, that's a big ask, and so she should not continue acting as if Ghana is Accra and Accra is Ghana. People are really struggling to get by up and down the country. All right? Her address was downright petty, seeking to blame others for the chaos that has characterized the registration exercise. We thought that at least she would have apologized to Ghanaians for the chaos. Okay? It is her ministry that is overseeing the exercise. And if it's been fraught with a lot of confusion and chaos, the least we'd expect of a minister to say, look, that is what any minister in any serious administration would do, to respect the people on whose authority you operate. We didn't see and get that from the Minister for Communications. It was all, crass arrogance, and disrespect to the good people of Ghana.
Russ, what did you make of the extension to September the 30th? Now, that's a 2-month extension, and she did mention some of the challenges, the NIA backlog, for instance, some of the conflicts in areas like Boku, which has prevented a lot of people from being able to even access registration centers. Do you think the 2-month extension could be enough, or do you foresee another extension in our future?
These challenges have happened as a result of the minister's refusal to engage extensively to think through the implementation and come out with a proper implementation strategy. They didn't think through it. They didn't take into consideration persons with disability. They didn't troubleshoot. So they hit a snag. And I can tell you that come 30th September, we would still have these same problems. That aside, the minister in her statement is telling Ghanaians that, if you live abroad, you could use your passport. I mean, what policy incoherence? How confusing can this be? That in one breath, people can't use their passports. And then you are making an exception for Ghanaians living abroad. That is discriminatory. And the policy must not be discriminatory. Okay, if the passport is good enough for those living abroad to use it, it must be good enough for those in Ghana who do not have the Ghana card yet to use their passports.
Got it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it makes perfect sense.
It's a valid point.
Especially considering that we also have the Ghana card itself also being used as an e-visa.
I'm surprised, at the confusion, and that is why I'm saying they didn't think through the challenges, and come 30th, we would be where we are today.
We certainly
I guess the hope of the ministry is to get, a couple more million people registering within the period, which means we are inching our way slowly towards the intended target. Is that not a good thing?
Well, if people want to queue to go and register, they're entirely entitled to do that. But I wouldn't be doing that because, I would not endorse an illegality. Okay. She should do the right thing by getting parliamentary ratification for the entire exercise. If she wants to charge people 5 cedis as well, she should get parliamentary approval before she's going to be able to do that. So that people like you and many other Ghanaians who have had to do some other things wouldn't mass up at registration centers like we've seen, struggling to get their SIM cards registered. So my point is they haven't thought through all the challenges that could have arisen, and they're still not thinking through it. Secondly, even with the app, who's won the award of the contract to develop the app? They did go through procurement processes. How much is it costing the taxpayer? These are things that one expected her to address in her, press statement. But she evaded and avoided all of these critical issues and went on a rant to blame the NDC and others for, her own crass incompetence.
Russ, some people were not sure what would happen today until the address yesterday where the deadline was extended. If September 30th rolls around and indeed people lose the use of their SIM cards because they are not registered with the Ghana card, for people like you with the concerned mobile network subscribers, what will you do if on October the 1st your SIM card is no longer working because it has not been registered with a Ghana card?
I can tell you that government would be the loser and not the individuals. Before mobile phones, we had telephones, landlines, and some of us are still, willing to go the long hog with this. Okay. There are emails, there are other ways of communicating. you know, people wouldn't really lose much, especially now that there are also concerns about over dependence on mobile phones. People can hardly put their phones down, even at dinner tables. Families are not talking to each other. You know, everybody's looking at their phones. Even in meetings, people are stealing glances at their phones. I mean, people are getting addicted. So it's not as if really and truly we can't undo some of these addictions that we currently face, you know.
No, Ras, you some would argue that you speak as a privileged middle class person, that
I speak as a son of a working class
people
plumber.
People need their phones. People need their phones, and so the instinctive thing that will happen is if you don't have your use of your SIM card, you will quickly try and get a new SIM card, and at that point you would have to get some way of registering. I can't see for the life of me a scenario where people will say, "I'm okay without a mobile phone. I will live without it for the next 6 months." I can't imagine.
I just got to the US from the Bahamas.
Okay.
I didn't use. I mean, I went on a cruise.
Okay.
Good for you.
I didn't use my.
Good for you, Ras. Can I join you? Like, can I have your life?
No, son of a working
Do you
class
understand?
plumber, right? Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wow, Ras. Wow. I want to be you for just a week. Cruising from the Bahamas to the US, Ras.
You should chop my birthday on my behalf. Yeah.
Ras. Wow. You don't need.
You were okay without a mobile phone.
You don't need a SIM. It's okay. You don't even need it. You're cruising.
Yeah.
Charlie, what do you need your phone for? Cruising.
I didn't use my phone for 5 days.
Oh.
And the world didn't come to an end.
Obviously.
Well, yeah.
Obviously,
I mean,
wow.
These are kind of.
In fact, I'm sure it was even more enjoyable.
I would
he
have
didn't have
thrown my phone in the
distractions.
sea. I don't care.
You know? Okay, nice one. Ras, thank you for joining us on Breakfast Daily this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All
You
right.
too. Okay, that was Ras Mubarak,
Yes.
a member of the Concerned Mobile Network Subscribers Association, doggedly digging in heels and saying,
Yeah.
we ain't registering these SIMs with under these conditions. Like,
Yeah.
let the chips fall where they may, you know, and let me cruise quietly and peacefully
I know,
without my
right?
phone. No, but I mean, I think he made some valid points in there for a few of the things he raised, you know. But
I think that he made some valid points. Okay, I think that there should be, if we are all accepting to live in a country that is law abiding, and we expect everybody to be law abiding, then let that conversation run through the system. Let it be coherence through the system, right? So right from the top, if the president wants to do something, go through the right channels. If the minister wants to do something, go through the right channels. We can't do something different and expect the people to do a different thing.
Exactly.
You know, it doesn't make any sense.
especially for something that's mandatory.
Yes.
At least
you know,
when you know the system
doesn't make any
is
sense.
fluid and working, then you can descend on people and say, listen, we've provided everything you need to get this done smoothly, and you're still being intransigent. Then, but when there are so many, it's fraught with challenges. You've got the conversation, dialogue, all of the stakeholder entities.
there's too many silos in government. I mean, I don't understand one government. It's like a different silos and people are working independently.
They don't
and there's
seem
too
to be
much
talking.
ego at play. It's just ridiculous.
And at the end, the citizenry are the ones
exactly.
who suffer.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You know, anyway. So we do have another video for you, another insert for you. People's expressions of their sentiments on this matter. Let's take a look.
My reaction is for them to extend it to maybe December. I think that one is better than September because a lot don't have the Ghana card. And even up to now, they've not given the statistical results on the number of people who have registered for Ghana card. So I think they should extend it to December. No, I'll not relax. I'll still do it. It's necessary. It's a nationwide something, so I need to abide by it.
The deadline, September 30th, will be good, but in my wish, I think it should be at least at the end of the year, because there are more people rushing for the Ghana card, and some up to now they haven't gotten there. So I think even though it will be enough for some people, but in my opinion, I think it should be extended to at the end of the year. I think that would be the best way. I've already done linkage, but it left with I think there's something called biometric verification or something like that. So that's what I'm here for. So I think I'll still be in the queue. When I'm done, then I'll just leave and go home.
As for me personally, it's not enough. 30th September is not enough. It should be around 5 years time, because most of us are not having the Ghana card. So 31st September is not enough. To my view, it is not enough. So we are begging with the minister to extend it more. The cost of 5 cedis is not any problem to maybe some of us. And downloading the app, some of us are using YAM, not smartphone. So that one is very, very difficult for some of us to get to the app to register on their own. But if you're having the smartphone, you can download it. And even that's class, some of us are using the smartphone without having any money to even buy airtime to download the app.
All right, so there you have it. People, expressing their opinions on this matter. Kogui, I think that in all of this, the government wants to implement something. It's going to be extremely beneficial for the future of the nation. It's important. We all understand that. How you execute is critical.
That's it.
You see, and I don't think that the Minister for Communication and Digitalization has, done well in all of this, because I just see too many hiccups in the process, and it's almost like, why do we see that there's a certain rational way to go about it, but she doesn't seem to see it? I don't understand what the issues are. I really don't understand what the underlying issue is, because it seems to be pretty rational, at least from where I sit, how to progress and make the thing work. But she doesn't want to go down a certain road, and I don't understand what's going on here.
I don't either.
And then also, I think that her communication, as someone who's in charge of communication, your communication, it left small. I think she needs to be a little more emotionally intelligent in terms of the way she communicates, to Ghanaians generally. I think it's a very important thing to do. All right. Well, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with more conversations.